Yo, what's going on, homies? It's your boy Stumped back for the OPTC video, and in today's video we're diving into the Super Boss against ZORO Judo, cracking the 1 trillion mark with the 11th anniversary characters. So in today's video we're going to be utilizing teams that do include Kizaru, Luffy, Zoro, Sanji, Nami, those types of units. Hell, we might even throw an S-Snake here and there, but we'll also talk about what characters can replace them and stuff like that too. Now, I've already put out a video with 1 trillion damage that do not use any of the 11th anniversary characters. They all work exceptionally well, like running slashes for the quick variation, the int variation, you can just hit like a goddamn truck because of the new Luffy, Zoro, Sanji. And yeah, it's very, very interesting to see the difference in the numbers between the Sai team and obviously the Dex team. It's funny because we haven't had like much Sai support lately, but like the support Sai has against stuff like Super Boss is always just so crazy that we just never see in Super Bosses. So it's just so funny to see. The damage number that you'll see in today's video is actually kind of crazy. And again, a reason I'm screaming for them to remove the damage cap, which should come in the summer update, as far as I'm aware, which should be in the next couple of months. A bit hard to tell here because obviously in Australia it's like coming into winter. So I'm assuming when they say summer, it's coming into summer for them, but I don't know. Let me know in the comment section below if you guys have more information on when summertime is for PST. As for the video, if you enjoy it, belt like button, hit the subscribe button, do all that good stuff if you're new. And if you want to start today with OPTC content, hit the bell notification. It's Super Boss season 11th anniversaries in full swing. And we like to put out lots and lots of videos when it comes to these particular parts of the year. So hit the bell notification so you don't miss out on any of the fun. With that said, let's dive in. Alright, so I'm going to start it off with the quick variation, and we are utilizing a shooter-based team. Now, I do think that slashers perform better in this particular quest. I do want to make that apparent. Before diving into this particular run, we are using Kizaru as a friend captain, we have Zoro and Kaku as our captain, and then we have Nami on the team. I feel like if you have your own Kizaru, you can use the slasher territory, and then you could use like a Luffy, Zoro, Sanji as a friend captain, and then you could run Nami on the team. I feel like that's just going to do way more damage. But I might put out a short and look at that. At the end of the day, as long as you crack 1 trillion damage, it really doesn't matter how much damage you do. So, well, like past that in a single turn. So, yeah, there's also that. We have the Jabra support on Zoro and Kaku, so that way we can extend their conditional buff that they give at the start of the quest. We use the captain shift of Luffy and Lucci on turn 2, so that way they become captain, and that gives access to the S-Snake support, because now they are the captain, it does trigger. We have Caulifla on this team. She's going to remove the ship bind with her potential ability on the final stage. She can also give you a attack orb and extra tap timing bonus. We have Ace on this team. Ace could probably be replaced with something like S-Snake, the Rush S-Snake, but then you lose the S-Snake support, and it gets a little bit wonky there. But the problem with Ace is that you don't actually get the rush, and there is damage nullification, so that's where things get a little bit challenging on how you sort of get around that. Downside is you just don't get his rush. You also get special reverse on stage 2, so as you can see when we move into the final stage, we get back the cooldowns on pretty much everyone. We have Brûlé on our Nami to help us get the double pseudo special activation there. We are using Ace to get an orb buff. Remember, if you guys use any conditional buffs on this particular stage, then the enemy does like blow them away, so just be very, very mindful of that. He does have an intimidation to remove it by 1 turn, so using Kizaru to remove that is always fun, but you can always use Ace first because he's a 2-turn orb booster. Kizaru removes the intimidation. The Nami special with her EX allows you to get some resistance down and the weakening effect. I believe you get the weakening effect. You get the weakening effect? Oh, I forgot. Okay. That's why the damage was so low for this particular team. I'm such a monkey. So you want to use Luffy and Lucci first, and then go back into Zoro and Kaku. Something that I totally forgot to do, because Nami needs Zoro and Kaku. You need your captain to be a slasher or a striker. I totally forgot about that. Okay, so this team should just do heaps more damage, like heaps more damage. We didn't have the weakening effect. Okay, that makes sense. All right, fair enough. I see. Yeah, okay. I still think the slashes is going to do more, but look, at the end of the day, having that weakening effect is massive. Caulifla gives you the condition for Luffy and Lucci. Zoro Kaku give you the defense down or to 0, so that way you get their conditional buff. You have chain boundary, you have attack boost, double stacking conditionals, base stats, chain boost, chain boundary. You have the works. The only thing you don't have for this team is a rush. Like I said, rush is the only thing that is missing. You have weaken, you have some resistance down, you have increased damage taken. So you have a lot going for you when it comes to this particular build. I'm using the Zoro and Kaku Super Tandem here. That way you get the Super Tandem boost from Kizaru because you are an Egghead character. And then that way you just do a little bit more damage. This would be so much more if we had the weakening effect. Yeah, okay. If we had the weakening effect, yeah, we would just be doing so much more. I do final tap with my Luffy and Lucci. Just be mindful that my Luffy, Lucci, and Zorokaku are level 5 Super Tenement and final tap respectively. So the damage numbers that you see in my run compared to your run might be a little bit different. And I feel like a lot of people will have more investment in that slasher team that I've already put out. So make sure to go check that one out. And again, if you run something like Verse Luffy, run something like, yeah, pretty much the exact slasher team that I ran in that other video, it's probably going to do better. If you have Kizaru yourself, run Kizaru as captain, bring Luffy Zoro Sanji as a friend captain. I feel like that's just going to do more, right? Slashers just, they have so much more support than what shooters have in regular play. But at the end of the day, we managed to get the 1 trillion damage with the shooter team. It was a little bit finicky, and obviously I didn't do the run perfectly, but at the end of the day, we still got it done. Alright, so now for the fun one. Against the Int variation, we are utilizing Luffy, Zoro, and Sanji as a friend captain. We do have the Nami on and the Kizaru on the team. That's the team. Those are the supports. Let's dive in. We're still using Shanks as our leader. Shanks is just, like, when it comes to slasher teams, cerebral teams, and, like, side-based teams, like, Shanks is him. Shanks is the guy. This was with a 1.1 times multiplier, so the damage number you guys will see has a 10% increase. But at the same time, like, you hit 1 trillion damage so damn easy that it's not even funny. Like, it's actually so ridiculous. We're funneling into the concept of slashers here with Zoro and Sanji on the team. And then we also have Verse Luffy, who unfortunately we don't get his verse ability. Otherwise, we could just do even more damage with this particular build. On stage 2, we come up against Sobercook Sanji. He has damage reduction, full border block ops, and a barrier. This is where Shanks works so well. He basically just takes care of everything on this stage and allows you to keep the double pseudo Nami special for the final stage, which is really, really nice. Plus, Shanks as a captain extends color affinity buffs, so now you get 3 turns of color affinity, which you carry into the final stage. We're going to use a super swap of Zoro and Sanji here. We don't need it for the final stage, so we may as well use it here. That way we can actually just get a lot more damage and just easily take out Sanji on the final stage. The Zoro has what gives us paralysis. I believe he gives us despair. He has intimidation. He's weak to slashes, and he has defense up. So a bunch of annoying stuff there. I do have the Mystic support on Luffy. I don't think that's essential at all. You can completely replace that with something else. Another way of getting a verse charge would be great, but I don't really think there is a support character that can do that. First of all, we want to use Zoro and Sanji to turn everyone to Free Spirit Slashes before using the Shanks EX. Shanks is EX and Zoro Sanji's special clash. So make sure to use Zoro Sanji first. Then you get the Orb boost from Shanks. You get the base stats and the weakening effect from Nami. Her EX helps her get her special back just a little bit, and as well as giving some resistance down and some final tap buffage. We also get the territory from Kizaru. He gives us the chain boundary as well as the tap timing bonus. And then with, well, you can actually use the EX of Zoro Sanji first, so that way you actually get more damage output. Yeah, use the EX of Sanji, Zoro Sanji before that. Use the Nami special to give increased damage taken. The Luffy special gives you the conditional buff against increased damage taken, which he increases. And then with the Luffy Zoro Sanji special, you actually override the attack and orb boost, so that way you get a double orb boost. I couldn't find a way to get like another attack boost on this team. You could probably replace Kizaru with something else, but Kizaru's value is pretty high because he gives the extra slash territory. With this, we have 3 separate territories for Psy, Slashes, and Free Spirit. We have a Rush, Super Tenem, and it all works out just like super hunky-dory here. So we're going to start with Kizaru, move into Luffy, Zoro Sanji, and then into Nami. We get the Super Tenem boost as well because we are hitting with a Straw Hat. That's 5 trillion. I can't see what that was, but I'm assuming it's going to be goddamn high. If Nami's hitting for 5 trillion, then I'm assuming that the Friend Captain's hitting for around that 3 to 4 trillion. And then Shanks, with his Rush, just decides to go absolutely ballistic and hit 15 trillion damage. Yeah, 15 trillion. Wild. Just remove the damage cap, Bandai. Just do it for us, because this should be like a 20+ trillion team. And hell, I just kind of threw this together. I feel like we could definitely tweak this to like perfect it. But even still, seeing 1.25 trillion damage because Shanks is hitting so hard is actually really, really nice to see as well. But that's going to wrap up the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, do all that good stuff. Most importantly, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world, please enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Let's